Hello, my name is Kathleen and I am with the Massachusetts SHINE program. SHINE stands for Serving the Health Insurance Needs of Everyone, meaning everyone on Medicare. We are a federally funded program under the Administration for Community Living, which is a part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Today I have with me Donna McCormick, a senior law attorney from the Greater Boston Legal Services. Donna has been working in legal services for over 25 years, and she has been working for the Greater Boston Legal Services for about 15 years. Today, Donna is here to speak with us about the Medicare Advocacy Project. Thank you, Donna, for joining us here today to answer some questions about your program.
You're very welcome, Kathleen. I look forward to talking about Medicare.
Now, Donna, what is the Medicare Advocacy Project?
The Medicare Advocacy Project, which we call MAP for short, is a resource that a Medicare beneficiary can contact if they're having legal problems with their Medicare insurance. For example, perhaps your Medicare drug plan is not covering a prescription that you need, or maybe someone you love is in a nursing facility and you are being told that Medicare will not pay for it. Or maybe you've enrolled in Medicare and you've been told that you have to pay a high penalty. MAP is staffed by lawyers who will investigate your problem, determine if there's a solution to it under the law, and provide the level of service that you may need to resolve it. Everything from advice on one end to arguing on your behalf in federal court.
Donna, when and how did the MAP program come to be?
MAP was founded in the late 1980s, so we've been practicing Medicare for over 30 years. The project was created when a group of advocates who were working with seniors and people with disabilities recognized that Medicare is a uniquely complex area of the law. And they realized that Medicare needed its own project where people focused almost exclusively on Medicare. As a result, the MAP staff does concentrate on Medicare, not only helping people with their individual cases, but also doing trainings and doing policy work. MAP started in Boston at Greater Boston Legal Services, which is our parent law firm, but it has since expanded across the state. So there are MAP offices in Worcester, Brockton, Fall River. Wherever you live, you can access MAP services.
Great, thank you. Now, Donna, is there a cost or an income and eligibility limit to obtain services through the MAP project?
Well, that's the easiest question you could ask me, Kathleen. There are absolutely no charges for the legal services that we provide through MAP. So I'll say it one more time because people don't believe it. The services are entirely free. Our parent organization, Greater Boston Legal Services, does set limits on the income that a potential client can have. But because we work with seniors and people with disabilities, MAP does not charge anything. People say, well, how do you keep running? And I'll let you know that we are funded by the state legislature through the Massachusetts Legal Assistance Corporation, but we also get private funding and donations, and that's how we keep rolling.
Great, thank you. Now, Donna, how do clients reach MAP and what is the process for this?
Reaching MAP is using the telephone and having a little patience. Using the telephone is the number 617-603-1700. 617-603-1700. Or a toll-free number is 1-800-342-5297. 1-800-342-5297. When you call, the first thing you should say is that you have a Medicare issue, because the people who take those calls do it for all of Greater Boston Legal Services and cover many different areas. When you call, you'll reach an intake worker. The intake worker will ask very basic questions like your age and what area you live in. And then they will ask what your issue is. And if you can give them the best information you can, the most complete, the most accurate, that will make a huge difference in how your case is handled. I look at MAP cases like a partnership. The beneficiary provides the facts and the lawyer provides the law. So you can help the lawyer help you if you provide the best facts.
Now, Donna, so a Medicare beneficiary has called the MAP program and has completed the intake. Now, what happens next? What is the process?
Kathleen, what happens next depends on the kind of problem the person is calling with. Some cases are really questions that can be answered in one telephone call. For example, a person calls and says, I don't take any prescription medication. Why do I need to get on Part D? So we can answer that very quickly. Other cases take much more legal research and time. So we might, it might take a couple of weeks for us to take the facts that the beneficiary has given us and research the law that applies to it. Then the next step is going to depend on how much legal merit we think the case has. If it doesn't have much, we often have to turn the person away, maybe give them some suggestions for alternatives, but we tell them that in our opinion, there's no legal solution to their problem. If we do think there is legal merit, we will file an appeal on their behalf. And if we're lucky, if the facts and the law are on our side, we can win for the client right away. But if we don't, one thing about Medicare is they have 5 levels of appeal, and you can keep trying until hopefully you win. So that's basically what to keep in mind. What we do for you is going to depend in large part on the type of problem you present to us.
Donna, do you have any success stories that you'd like to share with us?
Kathleen, we have thousands of success stories, but I will choose 2. One is about a process called equitable relief. And many, many Medicare beneficiaries come to us looking for equitable relief. What it is a situation where a person has enrolled in Medicare, but they have enrolled late. And the enrollment rules for Medicare are very complex and very rigid. So if you enroll late and violate one of these rules, you get hit with a penalty, a premium penalty. And if you're 65 or older, that premium penalty lasts for the entire time you're on Medicare Part B. So what we do is seek what I mentioned, equitable relief, which is to file an appeal with the Social Security Administration, explain the circumstances that surrounded the person's being late. And if the problem was that they received bad information from a federal employee, we can often get the penalty waived. And again, it's quite a boon to the beneficiary because otherwise they would be paying it for the rest of their lives. The second story I have is a very different kind of case. It's about Medicare's coverage of a skilled nursing facility stay. Anybody who's been near a skilled nursing facility knows that the costs run from $10,000 to $15,000 a month. Medicare will only pay up to 100 days of that stay per benefit period, but they won't even pay that much if the person is not receiving skilled care. There's two kinds of care, skilled care and custodial care. They won't pay anything at all for custodial care, which is bathing, eating, showering, that sort of thing. But they will pay for skilled care. So the case that I'm thinking about, and again, it's a pretty common case, is a husband called and said that his wife was in the nursing facility and he had received a notice that Medicare was not going to be covering it beginning 2 days later. In that kind of a case, we would file an appeal and try to prove that the patient, in fact, was receiving skilled care. And if we're successful, again, can save that couple the enormous costs of skilled nursing care. I will mention one other thing. This is a case where Mass Health and Medicare overlap, because since Medicare will only cover up to the 100 days in the benefit period, many people who've never thought about going on Medicaid or Mass Health, in fact, do go on it to cover the amount of the nursing home care that Medicare will not. So those two programs work hand in hand when it comes to skilled nursing care.
Great, thank you. Is there a website that Medicare beneficiaries can go to gain more information?
Absolutely. To learn more about MAP itself, they can go to GBLS, which stands for Greater Boston Legal Services, gbls.org. And if you review this site, you go to the section that's titled Elder Health and Disability Community Partnerships, and it talks about MAP and our work, not only ourselves, but also partners that we collaborate with.
Well, thank you, Donna, for joining me today and answering some questions about the Medicare Advocacy Project. We really appreciate it, and we hope that the viewers here today have learned some additional information about the program and know that we are here to help.
You're very welcome, Kathleen. And I'd just like to say to the Medicare beneficiaries out there, if you have a problem, if you have a legal problem with Medicare, please do not hesitate to call MAP.
Great, thank you. For assistance with this or any other program open to Medicare beneficiaries, you can make an appointment with a SHINE counselor. Here is a list of all of the SHINE regions across Massachusetts and a contact phone number for each region. You can also contact SHINE at 1-800-243-4636 or via our shinema.org website. Please know that SHINE is here to support Medicare beneficiaries, and counselors are currently available for online or virtual appointments.